The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's Nico and Paige here on Living a Primal Lifestyle.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day in downtown Clearwater. In fact, it's 77 degrees. It's beautiful. All week we've had just this outstanding weather here. I love it. Doors open at night, the breeze going through. It's definitely...
last week when we had that night, we had to wear sweaters a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little shocking for here because that's not usually the case, but we're thankful because the heat of Florida heat comes all too soon.
Yeah, I think at the end of the month we'll be into the high 80s and then the 90s. But I don't mind it. The traffic slows down a little bit, and we kick back, and it's just summer.
And comprehensive.
Yeah.
And clean. So, anyways, but when we read this article, this just really hit on the fact that not only are the microbiota that's in our bodies unique by different people and where their food is grown, but also in the sexes. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Difference between the men and women. And this might very well be one of the reasons we see a higher incidence of autoimmune diseases in females.
In fact, if you go down into the article...
The impact of androgens.
Exactly.
Testosterone.
Yeah. So you're really talking about this affecting our daily digestion. And I think it's so important to realize that what the research has found is they're saying right here, okay, let me read this. Gut bacteria are vital for host nutrition, including the synthesis of vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids.
The immune function.
The immune function.
The barrier.
Right. And also the integrity in, getting rid of things or keeping things that are important.
And then finally, it's the metabolism of foods, which really gets down to the absorption and the utilization and retention of calories.
Yeah.
These bugs are our friends. Remember, guys, we have 10 times more bugs in our bodies than we do cells. When you really think about that, that's huge. What that tells you is we are truly the host.
Yes, we are.
To a cosmic life
You
source.
can say there's a universe inside our stomach.
We are a universe.
Oh,
isn't
no
that
doubt
cool?
about that. Yeah.
And it's in our whole body. That's fascinating.
Yeah. So gut microbes vary with diet and environment, and they're of greater diversity because they're more adaptive than we really think they are. In other words, you might have this. I might be eating the same diet you are, but because you're a woman, those bugs act different in your stomach and in your digestive system.
And I thought, and that was something that I was not aware of, and I learned that was very interesting to me. And the impact of the androgens when we stop and think about proper utilization and balance of hormones. And folks, I'm going to tell you, hormone balance is the second great key. After digestion. Really, it's the third key. Balancing the pH, digestion, hormone balance. That's kind of the order I work with people,
Speaking of hormones, and this is not to get off the subject, but one of the things that I did notice that my sister always had problems with her hormones, from the time she got her first period. I remember all the way through life, she always had to make adjustments somewhere along the line. And, it really caused her lots of problems.
Sure.
And as I went through life and was married or got a girlfriend, I noticed the same things are happening to women. I certainly am glad I'm a man because I don't have a lot of those problems. I have my own set of problems, but certainly not was impacted as much as I see the women being impacted.
Today's man has those issues too, as we're seeing. Obviously the commercials are catering
Viagra.
to.
There's a.
If you have an erection for longer than 4 hours, call a doctor. That's a sales pitch if I ever heard one.
Down in those things like crazy.
I like to have that problem. Well, that's so. The key is that hormone balance, hormones are signalers in our body. They're messengers in our body. Okay. So we've got to have good hormone balance. And I thought that was a very interesting key because you know how I always explain it, we got off on hormones, but that's what we can do here. We can kind of digress as our conversation goes.
Right.
if you can picture the basis that really estrogen is primarily a stress response hormone, and we both have it. We both have estrogens in our bodies, and that progesterone is the sexy female hormone and testosterone is the sexy male hormone, knowing that you have a little bit of progesterone and we have a little bit of testosterone. It's really keeping those youthful hormones optimized and minimizing the effects of estrogen. But when you say and you see that women are having so many troubles with estrogen, remember that it's not just the natural estrogens. The chemical industry, the pesticides and the plastics are estrogen mimics.
Yes.
They're estrogenic in nature.
In fact,
we have foods that are estrogenic in nature. Which is the top food that's estrogenic in nature?
And what
Soy.
I got out of this article, I'm going to put this article in my next newsletter, not the next one, but the one after that, because I've got the other one pretty much done now. But what I took from this is that we're really being bombarded by things that attack our immune system through these hormones. That's the way it seems to me.
Exactly.
Am I hitting it on the nail
I think
there?
you're hitting it right on the head.
So now the problem is how do we fix this? And as we've been talking about, it's everything that you digest, everything that you put in your mouth.
And I always add, it's not just what you digest. You are what you absorb, but you're also what you digest, but you're also what you disinfect. Because if you do not disinfect your food, the importance of the stomach acid, the hydrochloric acid, then you will make yourself subject to bad bacteria that come in through where? The food source. Because why? The food is demineralized. And we know that a plant is attacked by bugs when it's not mineral rich.
Right. So what you're saying that if we don't have enough hydrochloric acid or it's out of balance, then that hydrochloric acid really, and what I think of is I think of dogs, because they can go out and drink any kind of water and just eat anything rotten food, and what saves them?
Their hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid, and that's what really saves us too, doesn't it?
Let's go, when we come back from the break, we will talk a little bit more on some keys to digestion. We'll talk more about this, but there was one quote, if I could read it, finally, from this article. I liked this, this article is written by Kelly Brogan. She said, a recent study confirms that mothers' gut bacteria are vertically transferred through breast milk, and that this enteromammary connection is what helps to develop the baby's immune system. This, not a hepatitis B vaccine, delivered on the day of birth, is the beginning of natural immunity.
Boy,
so now we know it's more than just the milk. It's transferring those different life sources.
Folks, the number here is 877-927-6648. Paige and I will be back in a couple of minutes. That's it.
You've heard Nico Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different future contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a free 2-week trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technamental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technamental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hello, Tigers and Tigresses. I'm Paige Clarke, and this is Nico Haan. Happy Friday. We're living a primal lifestyle, and we want you to, too. And we were just talking before the break a little bit about how important the different microbiota are to our, not just our digestion, but probably just to helping keep us healthy from all diseases, including autoimmune diseases.
Yeah, and you ended up with a really good point that at the end of the article, we were talking about how the mother passes on the proper probiotics to the child, and of course one way is through the birth canal.
And how many children now? 50% of all births are now cesarean? Which is
insane, first of all. You know, the natural way is, you know, I guess it might be more convenient for doctors or mothers the other way, but that doesn't make any sense to me. And then the other way is, of course, through breastfeeding.
Right.
And I'm proud to announce that I was breastfed for 2 years. And this was during the World War II, which was called the hunger winter when I was born. Only way I could really get nutrition, my dad had to bike 20 miles just to get some milk so my mother could drink it. And it was raw milk from the farm, folks, too.
And look at you, you know, and you're the picture of health. I feel lucky that I was breastfed, but I was only breastfed for about 3 to 6 months.
And that's normal. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
In our society, it's normal.
And I breastfed my children, both of my daughters, I breastfed for close to a year, just shy of a year. And then my son, I only was able to breastfeed him for about 3 to 6 months due to, you know,
his issues.
Yeah, his issues with his cleft lip. But I'm very happy to announce that my daughter, my grandbaby, is 100% breastfed, going on month 4, and she's just an expert at it, and the baby's happy and
so
doing beautifully.
that living a primal lifestyle definitely encourages natural childbirth, of course, and then, of course, doing the breastfeeding thing and, you know, starting your life at the proper way.
And so we were talking about digestion, so while we're on the subject, you know, we thought we could kind of hit on some
of the things that you can do.
Your digestion.
Yeah, one of the first things that when you wake up, I think it's important to actually drink some fluid, preferably water, maybe with a little bit of lemon in it or lime.
Rehydrating, because we are actually dehydrating from respiration at night.
That's right.
And the acids that our body produced while we were sleeping was part of our natural cleansing, because that's what we do when we sleep. We slow down and our body cleanses itself, as we were so designed.
Yeah.
And so you rehydrate.
Okay.
So kind of stumble in, if you like a little warm water, have the lemon.
Actually, warm water I think is better.
Yeah.
And I make sure that I have a full container of water sitting overnight, so it's room temperature when I get it. At night, I put a little lemon juice in it, and that helps you alkaline yourself a little bit. And of course,
and the liver
liver
loves lemon. And so 8 to 16 ounces. 16 is a lot for me to start, but good 8 ounces. Is really
I do about 8 myself. The other thing is, and this has been a mixed review, let's say.
The art of food combining?
Yeah, the art of food combining, because I thought along those lines for many, many years. And in this article that I'm reading, it says that if you don't want to be gaseous, you don't want constipation, that don't combine your fruit with other carbohydrates.
And this one expert makes the comment, and it's valid. He says, or she says, 50% of people enjoy benefits by eating fruit alone.
Right.
So it's worth a try if you feel gaseous and you're,
here's my experience is that when you eat fruit and other carbohydrates, I'm thinking the other carbohydrates are probably highly processed.
Yes.
And when that happens, your body wants to get out of the processed stuff first.
Right.
Okay, so that
and it takes longer.
And it takes longer. So what's happening is your body's struggling trying to digest this non-food, is what I call it. Your
merchandise.
Process. Yeah, your merchandise, and the fruit is sitting there rotting.
Yeah.
I don't find the same thing if you combine, like you're eating a steak and then you have a little fruit cocktail afterwards. I don't find the same problem.
Right. I love fruit on my salads. I enjoy making a salad, and I'll take some blueberries or strawberries. I like that little taste of sweet. Yeah. And I don't have any trouble that way. So, but I do think maybe the starchy vegetables,
Well, I always recommend to people, eat your protein and fat first.
Right.
Okay, so I see the salad being the last part of the meal for me.
In Europe, that's the way it goes.
Yes, and that's the way I try to do it most of the time.
They deliver, we'll bring a pasta dish in Mediterranean countries, and then the salad comes. Yeah. Where over here we're used to having our salad.
Right,
and then
first the bread, then the salad. I mean, it's
kind of all backwards.
Yeah, it really is all backwards.
And number 3 is enzymes and good bugs.
And this, what we talked about, and folks, if you want to give us a call, the number is 877-927-6648. So please do that. But of course, the good bugs are really important. I take probiotics in the morning, and sometimes when I'm traveling, I take extra. I also, when I'm traveling, as I'm going to be doing today.
Yeah. Tell us when we get back what you're doing then.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Boy, we're on a break already. Okay, so we'll continue this, folks. Don't forget our number, 877-927-6648. Give us a buzz and pick up my Health Signals newsletter. I think you'll find a lot of information that will keep you healthy, wealthy, and wise. We'll be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is back with another Tiger Dollar special, and as part of this promotion, not only can you receive up to a 25% bonus on whatever you spend, but you can also gain access to a 5-part live webinar series with Tom O'Brien taking place the week of April 28th. Each morning during the week at 8 a.m., Tom O'Brien will walk you through how he sets up the market live and digest the previous day's trading action while analyzing overnight markets abroad in order to anticipate what kind of trading day to expect. Each 60-minute live morning webinar will be archived by around 9:30 a.m. that very morning, so that if you can't attend live, it'll be available for your viewing pleasure on demand whenever you're ready. Tiger Dollars can be used for any TFNN newsletter or service, and they never expire. So now is a great time to lock in extra savings on all TFNN products. Don't miss out on Tom O'Brien's 5-part webinar series. Get your Tiger Dollars today with up to a 25% bonus on whatever you spend before this special is over by visiting TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Nico and Paige here on Living a Primal Lifestyle. We have a caller on the line, Larry from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Hey, Larry, how you doing today?
Well, I'm always better, so that's my thing in life. Just get better.
I like that. That's a great attitude.
How's the weather out there in Cheyenne?
It's beautiful. It's sunny and about 50.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Well, I just wanted to call on. I wanted to make a comment on the latest methodology on this war against your health that the media is employing.
Okay.
When people aren't healthy and they're going to a medical doctor, the new spin is, well, the doctors have to pursue their methodologies because these weak-spirited, weak-minded, flaccid individuals won't take responsibility for their own health. And yet we know from the data, well, we know from their fascist behavior that if you don't follow their approach, you could go to jail if you don't take vaccines, if you don't do their chemotherapy. So they want it both ways. And I just want people, I study this all the time, just like you two, and your show is on the target. And I just want to say people have to understand it's ugly, but there's a war against your health, and it's for profit. It's not for your outcomes. The general outcomes are horrendously poor. America's health has collapsed under the monopoly cartel of the medical thing. So they want to, now it's your problem. You're at fault. I just think it's horrendous that this is how our nation ends up, loading people with their issue when they're going to the experts. It's just horrendous.
Well,
that's why we're here.
Yeah,
that's why we're here, Larry.
It's also like you said in the beginning, it's a for-profit organization. Our government, it's really the business end of our government that is perpetuating this whole thing that everything has to be for profit. When we really know from past history that people do a lot better if we cooperate.
I have a friend in town here. He has no money, no income. He's an ex-alcoholic. He's got all kinds. He's very sick. He now has cancer and melanoma, and he cannot get a doctor to even. He can't get in the door.
Yeah.
And he calls the bureaucrats for. I thought I was going to have Obamacare, and they just have a million responses that they just make up off the cuff. I mean, it's just. I just wish people would almost protest the medical monopoly. You know, that's how I feel very strongly.
Well,
they would have killed me if I could have been. You know, I keep making progress. I'm still a little groggy. That's why I'm a great trader. But I just keep making progress because I do nothing that any doctor that I would go to would recommend. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, I'm on thyroid supplement. That's it. They could have had me on 6-8 pills, I suppose.
That's the goal. That's the goal, Larry. An insider said that the pharmaceutical companies' goals, because they're businessmen, is that any man over 50, they want you to be on 10 different prescriptions. And, you know, I mean, I know I sound a little cynical, but, you know, it's an annuity, and the bigger you can make the annuity as they're going out the door, the better. And that's what I challenge, and Nico and I challenge people to ask the question, why? You know, since when did natural become the alternative?
It's pretty sick.
Why do we allow that to happen? And
but you know, it's not just the medical community, because if we look at education, look at you know, our children being born today are going to be slaves pretty much from the time they go to school.
Everything that matters to people, their health, their finance. Nobody can understand the banking cartel. Nobody can understand the medical cartel. I don't think these are accidents, of course.
Right, and the education cartel is right there with them.
Yeah.
The indoctrination, and they've definitely made it, Larry. You've made some really great points. Is that they actually create an environment where any time you do wake up and try and wake up other people, you're made out to be a conspiracy or person, or maybe not having all the lights on.
Well, you know, another thing, and to go deeper into this, Larry, in a sense that if I look at what's happening now in Europe, Eastern Europe, with Russia and Ukraine, you know, I'm envisioning our leaders of these countries saying, okay, we'll let you have this, you can have this, let's find a way to monopolize this and make money off of it, and it's going to be okay.
Well, I'm concerned about the future for my kids because between Agenda 21 and Codex Alimentarius, they now want to control the land, your diet. They already control your bank account and your health through Obamacare. I just don't know how it can. I just look for upside, but it's limited.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very limited, no doubt about it. Well, hey, Larry, thanks so much for your call.
Yeah, please call us back. We like your information. And see, this is someone who's looking at this as a
whole picture,
This is just part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for calling, Larry. Have a great day.
Yeah, it's a problem. Everything's being monetized, and you know, of course, we're in the business here on TFNN of kind of gambling on all these numbers. But I think that's going to even. I mean, I heard some show hosts the other day talking about how we can actually capitalize on betting on our children's future.
Right.
You know, so I mean, there is gambling going on here. It's not a shock.
Well, you know what? We don't want to gamble with our health. And the way we don't gamble with our health is we fix ourselves.
Yeah.
And we start to educate ourselves. And that's what we're all about. And we were talking earlier before the call a little bit about digestion. And
well, I've got a thing up here.
That's
so
great. Let's look at the picture of our digestive system. Let's do a little digestion.
Yeah, so we start at the top. So this is the stomach here.
That's the stomach. And right above it, the big organ, that's your liver. And that little ball underneath it, that's your gallbladder, which stores your bile that the liver bakes to help you digest and disinfect your food as well.
You can see the conjunction right there and this conjunction here.
So we got our stomach, and I wanted to point out the organ right underneath the stomach. Nico, see it kind of hiding underneath the stomach? Right. That's the pancreas.
Okay.
Kind of interesting. If you look at the Doctrine of Signatures, the pancreas almost, in that picture you can't tell it, it's got little bumps on it. Kind of looks like a corn on the cob.
Oh, really?
And would you believe it, that there's actually some nutrition from a whole food healing. Eating raw corn on the cob, organic of course, is very healing to the pancreas. So then you've got
You go into the
Yep, you go into the small intestine, which are curled up in the middle.
Right here.
No. Then right down there, you're going to go up into the large intestine, the transverse colon, and then out the colon, through the rectum, and there you go.
That's
so
the system.
That's our system. And, we were talking, we gave you some great tips on digestion, and we want to get to my favorite topic, which is, balancing stomach acid.
Yes.
And we can kind of tie this into Larry's call.
Yes.
Kind of there's a war on for your health, war on for your mind, war on for your health. So the $50 trillion, maybe it's billion dollar, $50 billion crime against humanity is this pushing of these purple pills, the proton pump inhibitors, also known
to kill your acid because
to
you
kill
have
your
too
stomach
much.
acid. You turn on any television and there you go. And folks, I can tell you this is one of the worst things you can ever do for your health. And this is really dear to my heart because I have family members that have been told by their doctors that they are at high risk of getting esophageal cancer due to their stomach acid, and that if they don't stay on these for the rest of their lives, they're going to get cancer.
Yeah, and the problem, as we've discussed many times, is usually low acid.
And why they have this acid burning that is burning their esophagus and is potentially going to cause them to have an eroded esophagus is because they have a lactic acid. And the lactic acid is due to, how do we come up with probiotic foods? We use lactic acid to ferment. Mm-hmm. Our food is fermenting. It's fermenting because it hits a stomach that does not have a sufficient pH under 2 to do what? Digest it and disinfect it.
Okay.
So then what happens is the food from that point on probably didn't start getting digested properly in the mouth
right.
because they swallowed it. They chewed it 5
Part of the problem,
times.
too, is we're eating a lot of food that is hard for us to digest, like grains and beans and processed
They've
food.
already got the digestion inhibitors,
Right.
the phytic acids. We're eating processed foods, which merchandise. Our body says this isn't food, this is a toxin, I've got to
Right.
get it out of here. So the stomach acid is really important, guys. We want to stimulate your digestive fire. Many of you know that I believe in and use the HCl detox kit, which was developed by Premier Research Labs based on research done in the 30s that proper stomach acid can correct and help us be healthy and help us digest our food best.
Yeah.
Another great way is to eat ginger. And you know that I make, as an aromatherapist...
Oh, yeah. Those little sniffle things.
Yeah,
that you
little
have.
inhalers.
Little inhalers,
So
yeah.
when my clients come into my office, I make them an inhaler, and one of them I make is actually a mouth inhaler. And I tell them, put it in your purse or your pocket, and when you order your food at a restaurant, pop it out, and you almost
I've
like...
never seen that.
I should have pulled one. Maybe I'll pull one out and show them. I've got one in my purse. And put it in your mouth and kind of pull it in.
Huh.
And if I do a ginger one, ginger and cardamom kind of helps to stimulate and remind the body to work on producing the digestive fire. So the power of good digestion, HCl, guys, is your friend. Our hydrochloric acid in our stomach is not the problem with these people that are taking these pills. There's a great book by Dr. Jonathan Wright called Why Stomach Acid is Good for You. So I really encourage you, if you have loved ones, try and say, let's don't cover up the problem by, turning our stomach into an alkaline mess
Right.
where it needs to be acid. Let's fix the problem.
Yeah.
Let's stop the food putrefaction by getting the right. And it's for a period of time. If you've got a lot of esophageal irritation, you might need to do some things as you do the transition.
Yeah, and you have to really balance things out. I know my wife has had problems for many years, and then as we started the regime of hydrochloric acid with the pepsin in it, and using charcoal and things like that, slowly but surely you find kind of a balance, and of course took her off the purple pills, which was huge.
Right,
and she was
eating earlier too. If you go to the restaurant and you eat at 8, 9, you go home and you start watching TV at 10:30. You're really asking for trouble.
Oh, yeah. Huge,
you're asking for trouble.
problems.
You haven't given yourself a chance to have it migrate.
And having the smaller meals at the night. During the break, you told me the best time for your acid to work is between 10 o'clock and 2 p.m.
Well, now I want to take that back. It's not your stomach acid. It's your gallbladder. Your gallbladder's optimal function and your chronobiology, and many of you know that I kind of use chronobiology when working with people. The gallbladder's time is 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. So great idea to eat your fattiest meal. If you do not have a gallbladder, then that is the best time to, with your gallbladder oxbile type or gallbladder support formula, that's the time you want to eat your fattiest, most difficult to digest meal. Okay? that's when it naturally functions at its best.
Right.
But gallbladder is just as important as stomach acid. That's it, in digesting fats, emulsifying. Think of bile as being like a soap. When it
Well, does the
oil.
gallbladder make the acid, or?
No, hydrochloric acid is made in the stomach with the parietal cells in the stomach.
All right.
But bile acid is made by the liver and stored in the gallbladder.
Okay. So
and that's why they convince everyone.
Kind of deals it out as necessary.
Yeah. Oh, here comes some fat. We need to emulsify it and turn it. It's like soap.
Okay.
So gallbladder is very important. So if you have digestive problems, instead of taking a purple pill that kills your ability to disinfect and digest your food, why don't you consider taking B6 and cleaning, doing a liver gallbladder cleansing, do some coffee enemas, and get that gallbladder working, get it unclogged. Don't allow it to get lost. Don't lose that.
And if you have a mild case, then I would say you can kind of experiment with the HCl and the pepsin and do these kind of things.
Yes.
And there's a lot of information on the web, of course, in my newsletters also. But if you have a real problem, then you need to really see Paige or another expert who can really help you try to get that balance going, because it can get complicated.
We were designed, guys, to be a wonderful working machine, and sometimes we have to do maintenance. But maintenance is not pulling the idiot light out.
Or not tearing your body apart and taking something out of it.
Right, exactly. We're designed to get the pieces and parts. We do this with our cars. We do this with the, different equipment that we have. We know we have to maintain it. So let's do the same thing with our bodies. The final thing in these 5 tips that we just went over for digestive health is to avoid food sensitivities. People that work with me, they know I say, let's avoid 8 to feel great. Eliminate 8 to feel great.
I love that you came up with that, eliminate 8.
For 28. See? I love my little snickers. Eliminate 8 to feel great for 28, and then we add them back in. And it really,
if you want to, but I say don't add them back in.
Yeah, or on an occasion. I'm always willing to work with people with where they're at.
Like Tom O'Brien said the other day, I have a pizza now and then. And I remember having one with him last year. Yeah. That was the last time I had one.
Well, once you've eliminated these things from the daily thing, what we don't want to be are those people that eat, cereal and grains and skim milk in the morning, and then we have a double-decker sandwich at lunch, and then we have pasta and meatballs at night, 3 meals of these hard-to-digest carbs. So it's about balance, but you can eliminate foods to really, hack your own digestion and start adding them back in. If you need help, you can contact me, Paige at TFNN.com, Nico at TFNN.com.
Yeah, when you got it right, folks, it's amazing how little you need to sustain yourself. I mean,
it's amazing.
I'm always, and people always who are eating with me say, that's all you're eating? Because I'm eating the piece of meat with the fat on it and maybe something after that, and they're eating all this other stuff, and, we're both really happy with what we're eating.
Exactly. You need a lot less food because you're increasing the quality of your food. Yeah. The quantity goes down. The health benefits are there.
Like a little pig in
mud.
In mud. That's what I was thinking of. Folks, the number here is 877-927-6648, and we'll be right back. Slop.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days, unconditionally, so there's no risk to you, other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Up next, the Diagnostics Trading Hour with Daryl Martin here on TFNN.
Okay, we're back, everybody, and we got a letter, didn't we? From someone that was really trying to understand what is it that we are recommending here. Are you paleo? Are you primal? Are you traditional? Where do you fit into the spectrum? And
well, there's lots of different definitions. Paleo can be really, really strict, or you can go kind of towards what we do, and that's the reason we use primal, is because, well, I know the first time I met you, you told me I'm Weston Price girl.
Yeah, I'm a Weston Price, or I'm a traditional. I just believe in real food prepared the way traditional cultures knew was healthy.
Yes.
I believe in that grandmother's wisdom. And as it turns out, we found a document that kind of explained that really, you realize that you're really kind of more of a Western
No doubt
person.
about it, because it's all about the bio thing that's inside us. Mm-hmm. It's all about that. It's certainly about, getting great food. But if you read this article, one of the things says, okay, the paleo diet only allows lean meats and no added fat. Well, that's not true at all. Mm-hmm. So this article, right off the bat...
So the article's wrong in that it puts the paleo diet in too narrow
what
of a
it really is more like the Weston Price. It says eat the whole animal, including the meat, the fat, the organs, the cartilage, the skin. That's what we do.
Right.
And that's what Paleo Man did. So this article is right.
The paleo guy didn't get an animal and then say, oh, I can only eat the lean part of the meat.
No, in fact, most of the lean part of the meat they threw away if they couldn't carry it all.
Right.
They took the organs, and they took the blood, and they took the fat. That's what they really wanted, the fat.
Right. If they were on the road or something. I see what you're saying. They realized that the real nutrition was in these fat
you don't
organs
need much.
And the bones.
Of course.
They made the broths.
Exactly. And you can build stuff out of those things, too, which is cool. Mm-hmm. The other thing is the meat in the paleo diet says they prefer pasture-raised because it is lean.
No, that we prefer pasture-raised because of the preferential balance of the omega acids and the omega-3s and the conjugate linoleic acids and the mineral conjugation by way of the animal's ability to put the minerals that we need into a form we can use.
Here it says that in the paleo diet, no mention of organ meats. That's not true at all. That's what Paleo Man did. They say paleo diet is skinless. No, it doesn't make any sense. No special preparation.
Yeah, whoever did this, this was by the Weston Price Foundation, what we're looking at. So what it says is that, and I think I've seen a rebuttal to this where they said, well, Weston Price organization, you guys are using a very narrow, rigid definition of the paleo diet.
Exactly.
The paleo diet has expanded.
And that's really the purpose for bringing this whole thing up.
I think we should throw this in the newsletter so people can see, because I think what you realize is a lot of what we're talking about are traditional foods. They fall into the category of the Weston A. Price Foundation.
Under grains, they mention here on the paleo, there's no grains whatsoever, but under the Weston Price, they recommend that you're going to neutralize the anti-nutrients in the grains before you do that, and you do that by making it sour or fermenting them or perhaps soaking them for many days, many different processes that take place. So yeah, I can see where they're coming from, but, you know, we're not that strict. We want to find out how to make the best food possible today. Not worrying about what happened 10,000 years ago, and not worried about even 40 or 50 years ago.
That's a really good point. When you said that, I just had an aha moment, you know? That's what we're doing. It's you know, why do we get in these fights? You know, these different organizations on these blogosphere, they're fighting over, oh, this is the right way, this isn't. You know, I like Chris Kressler. You know, I think I've mentioned him as a great, you know, doctor who is what you would consider to be a primal or paleo, but he calls it the paleo template, and he's now under the kind of the umbrella of the Weston Price. We want you to eat real food. We want you to have a natural, healthy life.
Speaking of fighting, I'm going to be in competition this weekend.
You're
going
on
down to Boca Raton for the Open Championship down there.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to bring home some medals.
All right, we want to see them.
Yeah, well,
you make us proud, you always do.
Thanks a lot for sticking around, folks. Paige and I will be back next week.
Have a nice weekend.
I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to be about your health.
That's right. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.